What's up, guys? This is Corey with the Dirt City Gym, back with another video for y'all. So today we are continuing to look at set 7. So today we're going to be looking at a Shenron leader variant of hand control. So this is a deck that kind of died off whenever Child's Wish was hit, just because there wasn't a way to really efficiently get out the cards we needed to get out. So you couldn't quite do the strategy how you wanted to. But with the introduction of assembling the squad in set 7, I think this deck has some new life. We do have to play the deck a little bit differently than we did before, because we are a little bit more restricted in what assembling the squad could get versus what Child's Wish could get. But I do think the deck has potential. I do think the deck is still very strong, and something to look forward to. So let's go ahead and get on into our list. Alright, so we got our leader. Everyone pretty knows what Shenron is by now. But it activate main, look for 2 Dragon Balls either in your life or your deck, add them to your hand. Whenever you have 7 more, you can flip, and then choose 1, draw a card, activate a desire card. Energy costs are equal to or less in your energy from your hand, and play it for free. And then ultimate wish is choose one of your battle cards. It gets plus 10k and triple strike or triple attack for the duration of the turn, and then flip this card over. So really good, just kind of the standard whenever you're talking about wish leaders and things like that. So let's go ahead and get into our list. So first up, we've got a Broly Demonic Origins. So this is a new card from set 7 that really kind of helps the deck. So it's a 2 cost, 1 red, 1 green, 15k energy exhaust. Whenever you place in your energy, you may place it has to be placed in rest mode. Permanent, if there's a card that is both red and green in your energy other than this card, negate this card's energy exhaust skill for the in all areas. So you can just play it without having to tap it, which is kind of nice. We're never really going to use that. And then auto, whenever you play this card, your opponent chooses 1 card from their hand and places it in the drop area. That's the most important part of this card. So it's a 2-drop, 15k. Whenever it comes into play, discard a card from your opponent's hand. So it is a assembling the squad target, which is really good. This is kind of what helps the deck still be relevant, because we can just, for free, bring this guy out from the deck, make them pitch a card, which is really good. Next up, we've got 4 Chi-Li Frieza Force Soldier. So it's a 1-drop, 1 green. Auto, whenever you play this card, draw a card, then activate main for 1 green and 1 other. Choose 1 card. Choose up to 1 green Frieza's army card with an energy cost of 2 or less from your deck, and play it, then shuffle your deck. So this is really good. It helps us get out more cards, discard cards. It's also a Chi-Li, which is relevant for some cards in particular. So overall, a pretty good card. Next up, we've got 3 Chi-Li the Beautiful. So it's a 2 cost, 1 green, 15k auto. Once per turn, when one of your opponent's battle cards is KO'd by your one of your opponent's card is KO'd, your opponent chooses 1 card from their hand and places it in their drop area. So this is again just more card discard. It's assembling a squad target. Chi-Li can go find it out of the deck for 2. So we're just really good overall. Next up, we have 4 Speedy Partner Limo. So it's a 2-drop, 2 green, 15k auto. Whenever you play this card, if there is a Chi-Li BR card in play in your battle area, your opponent chooses 1 card from their hand and places it in their drop area. So this is another assembling the squad target. This one's a little bit more specific because we need a Chi-Li in play already. So that's why we're running the 1-drop Chi-Li, because whenever this is in play, Limo triggers. So you play her, then you can go assembling the squad, play him, make them pitch a card, or as long as she's in play, you can use her ability to go fetch him, all that kind of stuff. So just a really great way to just discard cards. Next up, we've got 2 Spirited Search Super Saiyan Trunks. So it's a 2-drop, 2 green, 15k, activate main once per turn. When your life is at 4 or less, choose 1 green or black desire card from your drop area, then add it to your hand. And then auto, whenever you play this card, if your life is at 5 or more, choose up to 2 Dragon Ball cards from your deck and place them in your drop area, then shuffle your deck. So really, we're using this card for its first effect. It's activate main, where we can just start cycling our desire cards. So this lets us continually have access to assembling the squad. He's also an assembling the squad target himself, so you can assemble him, put him into play, then use his ability, put it back in your hand, then play it, then go get another card to discard a card. So just a really great engine for the deck. He's also green, which is more important because we could charge him if we absolutely needed to. Next up, we've got 3 Android 13 Agent of Destruction. So it's a 3-drop, 2 green. It's critical, activate main for 2. Choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, KO it, then your opponent chooses 1 card from their hand and places it in their drop area. So this is just great. For 2, you're automatically making them discard a card. Then if you're able to KO a card and you have Chi-Li in play, Chila the Beautiful, then you're able to make him pitch 2 cards. So this is just more hand destruction. You can hard cast him for 3. He's also just a great world peace target, just to put him into play for free. So it's just really great, and he's got critical, so he can close out the game with our leader ability, which is really strong. So just overall a really good card. Next up, we've got 3 Super 17, the Infernal Machine. This is really our closer of the deck. So it's a 4 cost, 3 green, it's 20k with double strike, permanent. This card's attack cannot be negated. And then auto, whenever you play this card, you may choose 2 cards in your hand and place them in your drop area. If you do, your opponent chooses 2 cards in their hand and places them in the drop area. So this is more hand destruction, and this is really kind of how we get to our win condition. We're able to just like mutilate their hand down really, really low, and then we use our leader ability to give him triple attack plus 10k, so he becomes a 30k double striker with triple attack, whose attack can't be negated. So he can kind of close out games that way, and then we have a way to give him critical where he can just kind of just finish out the game just by himself. Next up, we've got 2 Shenron Figure of Majesty. So it's a 4 cost, 20k permanent. This card can't attack. Then activate main once per turn, sparking 5. Draw 1 card, then choose one of these abilities. Choose up to 2 of your energy, switch them to active mode. Choose 1 battle card with energy cost of 2 or less from your drop area and play it. Or choose your leader card or one of your battle cards, gains plus 5,000 power and critical for the duration of the turn. So this provides us a lot of versatility in the deck. It's able to untap energy. If we have to like hard cast it for 4, we can world piece it out. It's able to play either the Broly or the Limo from the drop area. So whenever it comes into play, they pitch a card. Or like we talked about with the Infernal Machine, it's able to give something crit and 5k. So we turn our Infernal Machine into a 25k double strike crit. And then with our leader, we're able to give it triple attack plus 10k to make him a 35 triple attack double strike crit. To kind of close out games that way, whose attacks can't be negated. So just really good synergy all around there. Just a really great kind of puzzle piece for the deck. Moving on into our super combo, we're running 4 Temporal Rescue Trunks. It's just a sparking 10k super combo, which is really great for us. It's also a Shenron Figure of Majesty target. We can put it into play if we absolutely need to. So a lot of really good different options there. Moving into our extra cards, we've got 3 Dragon Radar. This just lets us make sure we get to flip really early, or just like recycle our desire cards, which is really good because we want to be playing multiple assembling the squad as much as possible. Next up, we've got 4 Power Bursts. It's just our Sparking Negate, so we can play it for free and gain an attack for assembling the squad. So this is really what the whole deck works around. So it's a desire card, activate main if your leader card is a Shenron card, choose 1 battle card from your deck with an energy cost of 2 or less and power of 15,000 or less, and play it, then shuffle your deck. So this is really how we get like the Brolys and our Limos and our Chilais into play for free. We'll just really kind of stack these multiple times and just really kind of discard our opponent's hand, which is really, really strong. And then finally, 3 World Peace. So this is how we get out like our Shenron Figure of Majesties for free, our Super 17 the Infernal Machines, our Android 13 Agent of Destruction for free. This is just get those bigger bodies out that assembling the squad can't go search, which is really good. And then finally into our Dragon Balls, we're running 5 of the normal Dragon Balls and then 2 1-star ball, which is just a really great discard option. So it's 1, you draw a card, then choose 1 card from your hand, place it in drop area, then your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand and places it in their drop area. So there's a really great disruption early in the game. As we get later in the game, we can Dragon Radar, bring back multiple of these, and just start pitching our opponent's hand that way. If we can't get into our battle cards or whatever it is, we just need to kind of get their last bit of cards out of their hands. So really, really great overall card. So overall, that's the deck. Like I said, it's hand destruction. So ideally, you're getting flipped turn 2, turn 3. You're assembling the squad, bringing out the Brolys, bringing out the Limos, making them just pitch cards out of their hand, working your way up into the Infernal Machine to kind of finish the rest of the cards out of their hand. And then like we talked about with the Shenron and the leader, giving it the triple attack, critical, and then the power buffs where he can just kind of finish out the games when they have a low hand size and they can't already negate, so they're not able to really combo effectively. And if we give them critical, then they're not drawing cards off the top of the life in order to try to combo out of his attack. So overall, that's really what the deck is. Like we talked about before, the deck kind of died off whenever Child's Wish was hit. You weren't able to get a lot of these discard cards out of the drop area to make them pitch cards and things like that. There was a couple different cards that the deck we used. But now with assembling the squad, we have a lot more options because we're just able to fetch those out of the deck. And then, so some of the strengths and weaknesses of the deck, well, first we get into the budget. The budget's pretty low. You're looking at like 50, 60 bucks for this deck, if that. There's nothing that's like overly just, this card is pricey right now. The 1-star balls can sometimes be up there, but you're looking at like $1.50, $2 a piece for those. But other than that, everything's still relatively cheap. Infernal Machines, not too bad. Really, the most expensive card in the deck is the Chili the Beautiful. For 3 of these, you're looking at like $25, but that's really it. And there are situations where you don't even need that. You could cut that out for something else. I just like to be able to discard more cards by KOing battle cards. So you never have to like attack your opponent. You can just start attacking the field and then killing those things, and then Chili triggers and make them discard cards. Moving on to the strength, so it's got the 1-turn kill potential. Like I said, we're never really attacking our leader until we're getting into the Infernal Machine. And then we're lowering their hand size down so much that they just can't stop that triple attack, double strike crit. So that's really where the 1-turn kill comes in. It's hand control. Obviously, we're pitching cards out of their hand. We're not letting them establish a hand. They can't establish a hand. They can't really establish a board or other things like that. They can't stop our attacks. They can't really interact with us that way. And then finally, just being able to wish. Having access to assembling the squad is just really strong. We don't have to pay energy in order to play things, which is really good for us. It leaves us energy open for negates and things like that. We're able to get out multiple things a turn, so just really strong there. So weaknesses of the deck. Aggro. This deck is really susceptible to really hard aggro. We've only got the 1 negate, and if they're able to really kind of push us until we can get flipped, we can struggle there. Most wish leaders do struggle with aggro in general, but this one is the same kind of thing. It doesn't deal with aggro very well. Crazy draw. If your opponent's able to just draw like a ton of cards every turn, that really mitigates our discarding effects. Generally speaking, there's not a lot of decks that can really just kind of keep up with the mass amount of hand destruction, but there are situations where if you don't draw your pieces the right way, then if they're able to continually draw, then you're kind of stuck where you're not really getting a lot of value out of your discard. And finally, clunkiness. A lot of wish leaders have this because you are having to naturally run so many extra cards and things like that. If you don't draw into your Dragon Balls quickly enough, you're not getting flipped until turn 3, turn 4. And then that's awkward for you because then you're stuck at a 10k leader that they're swinging into. If you draw into like all of your Broly's and Limos, then you don't have great targets for assembling the squad at that point. So then you're kind of relying on either hard casting them or using the Shenron Figure of Majesty to get them in the drop area, then put them back into play and discard that way, which isn't really what we want to do, but sometimes you're just stuck in those situations because you are drawing so many cards off the Dragon Balls and things like that. Sometimes you're just not exactly drawing what you want to draw when you need cards in the deck. So that's kind of the give and take, whereas Child's Wish, you just get them out of the drop. Assembling the squad, they need to be in the deck in order for it to really work, and we don't have cards that cycle these type of cards back in the deck. We can cycle higher energy cost cards, like the Infernal Machine, Shenron, and the Android 13, but we don't have anything that hits these 2-drop cards. So that's a little awkward for us, but the effects of what the deck does, I think, kind of outweighs that and just makes it incredibly powerful. But anyway, guys, that is it. Let us know what you think down below, and we will see y'all next time.